woman who had been on a business trip for half a month came home and discovered that the condoms, which hadn't been used in 6 months, had a manufacturing date of just last week. This immediately reminded her that after returning from a competition with her daughter yesterday, she had found a pearl earring in the crack of their bed. Although her husband calmly claimed it belonged to his sister, the woman already understood that her perfect husband had betrayed her, but she didn't confront him right away. Instead, she planned to find out who the mistress was, thinking of how the man had always relied on bringing her a bouquet of flowers every day to win her over. She figured he must be doing the same with the other woman, surely giving flowers there too, so she pretended to be his secretary and called the flower shop to order 2 bouquets. Sure enough, as soon as she asked for 2 bouquets, the shop confirmed with her. One was for the man's wife, and one was for his mistress. After getting the mistress's address from the florist, she went straight to the mistress's workplace. When the mistress saw her, she didn't panic at all, as if she had expected this. As expected, when the woman took out the earring and said she was here to return something, the mistress directly admitted it was hers and that she had left it there on purpose, then warned the woman that the unloved one should be the one to leave. The woman wasn't even mad when she heard this. Instead, she decided to teach her a lesson. She then turned her head and called out, "Honey." Her husband walked over to her with a smile and looked at the mistress like he didn't know her at all. Then gently asked his wife, "What's wrong, babe?" The mistress, who had just been boasting about love, could no longer force a smile, but the wife deliberately added, "What's wrong? Why do you both look so weird? Did you know each other before?" The man quickly denied it and changed the subject. Asking why she was suddenly shopping at a jewelry store, the woman replied that she had noticed a flaw in her wedding ring a couple days ago, so she came to the store to get it fixed. Upon hearing this, the man immediately sweet-talked her, saying the ring was over 10 years old and definitely needed to be replaced, and offered to get her a better one. The wife then asked the mistress to help her pick one out. The mistress, irritated by this provocation, took out a brand new diamond ring, claiming it was the newest model in the store. It was youthful, stylish, and incredibly dazzling, much better than the one the wife had been wearing for over 10 years, and way more popular. Clearly, this was a jab at the woman's age and fading beauty, but she didn't get angry. Instead, she calmly said the newest ones lose value the fastest, then pointed at a classic design and said, "This one is better." She then handed the decision over to her husband, asking him whether the classic or the new one was better. Unexpectedly, the man said the classic one wasn't that great. Just as the mistress began to gloat, the man pointed at the most expensive ring and said only the most expensive one was worthy of his wife, right in front of the mistress. He passionately told his wife stories of all their moments together and said he owed her so much. She deserved the very best. Under the mistress's jealous gaze and her husband's sweet words, the woman decided to give him one more chance. After all, they had a daughter, and she didn't want her to grow up in a single-parent home. But what she didn't expect was, when she took the diamond ring to have it appraised and planned to place it in their joint property safe, she was told the ring was fake. Not only had all of the couple's shared assets already been secretly transferred by the husband, even their daughter's education fund had been taken. This made the woman realize things were far more serious than she thought. Sure enough, when she took all the gifts her husband had given her, all the handbags and jewelry, to a certification center, she received shocking results. Everything was fake. Even the safety charm around her daughter's neck was fake, thinking of all their sweet memories. The woman painfully realized that her husband had never loved her. Her enemy had never been another woman, but her own husband, to take revenge on her husband's cruelty. The next day, the woman hired a group of nannies, and after carefully choosing, she kept an old and unattractive one, Sophia. Then the woman asked Sophia, "Do you know why I chose you?" Sophia replied coldly, "Because the others are young and pretty, but I'm old and ugly and won't seduce your husband." To her surprise, the woman said the reason she chose her was exactly to have Sophia seduce her husband, so she could get a clean divorce. Sophia thought the woman was crazy and was about to leave immediately. The next second, the woman mentioned Sophia's seriously ill daughter, saying she had a daughter too, but her husband, for the sake of another woman, not only transferred all their joint assets, he even took away their daughter's school fund. "If you agree to help me, once I recover all the assets, I'll give you $500 and help find the best doctor for your daughter," thinking of her sick child. Sophia had no choice but to agree. Then, to help Sophia better understand the husband, the woman brought her to the mistress's luxury apartment. Seeing the young mistress in the man's arms, Sophia immediately backed off, thinking there was no way she could compete with someone so young and beautiful. But the woman said, "What matters to a man like him isn't what type you are, but whether you're a new type, it's the novelty that matters." Hearing that Sophia was even more confused, the woman calmly said, "I'm his dutiful wife. The mistress is his emotional outlet. What he lacks now is a rich woman who can help his career." The next day, the woman brought a completely made-over Sophia back home, and when her husband asked who she was, she deliberately said, "Sophia used to be her poor neighbor, who used to come to her house for meals as a kid, but now she's a successful, wealthy woman who just bought a private jet the other day. She recently divorced her husband and is staying with us for a while." Hearing this, the husband's eyes immediately lit up.